It started when I was younger. At first, I thought it was something I could control, something I wouldn't get addicted to, but it started to change. At first, it was just, once a week, but then it became something I can go a day without. It started to change. It took over my life. I lost my family. My friends tried to help me, but I couldn't see the issue. I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. Something as simple as porn could ruin your life. It's something I didn't know I could get addicted to. It's a new kind of drug.
Why is porn wrong? That's right, I said porn is wrong. Why? Because porn equals drugs. Think about it. You started off with just a little bit, and that little bit excited you. But after a while, it didn't excite you as much as it used to, so you kind of go up a little bit. You get more involved in it. You watch more. You get more magazines. And then after a while, even those things don't excite you as much, and you find yourself immersed in this world called porn. And for many people, that's not where they stop. Now they have to act out what they have watched. And some people end up acting out what they have watched with people who had no intention of doing that with them. It's called rape. Some people get caught up to such a place where now they are a criminal, and it started with porn. Porn is something that will ruin your marriage. It will ruin your kids. It will ruin your career. It will ruin your life. The Bible says in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 19 that you are a slave to whatever controls you. There's some people that say, well, I don't think porn equals drugs. I can stop whenever I want to. But people say the same thing about alcohol. They say the same thing about gambling. They say the same thing about all kinds of things that they are addicted to. The fact of the matter is that if you could stop, you probably already would have done so. No, this is a trap that you found yourself in. But I've got good news for you. God can get you out. God is a God who has set many people free from not only this type of addiction, but from many others. And God's a God who can set you free to the place where it'll be like you never had this problem. But you're going to have to handle this God's way. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 28 that whoever looks on a woman to lust after her have committed adultery with her already in his heart. And then he said, if your right eye offends you, pluck it out and cast it from you. For it is profitable for thee that one of your members should perish, and not that your whole body should be cast into hell. Well, notice he's showing us looking at porn, lusting after someone you're not married to is clearly sin. But then he's showing us the answer, and that is to pluck your eye out. Well, is he talking about getting a knife and literally cutting your eye open? No, he's literally telling you, do whatever it takes to get free of this thing. You need to do what Job 31:1 says. You need to make a covenant with your eyes that you're not going to look in the opposite sex in a way that's dishonorable before God. That means you're going to set no wicked thing before your eyes. You're going to do what it takes to make sure that you're not able to watch porn. That may mean having someone in your life that's holding you accountable. That may mean you finding a way to cut your access to those things. But you need to do what it takes. That means that you're also going to have to be careful of what you think about. Listen, the Bible says think on things that are right and pure. In other words, think on things that if someone were to see your thoughts, you wouldn't be embarrassed about. So when thoughts come your way that are not right, they're not what the Bible says they should be, listen, open your mouth and decide to speak what God says about it. Say, I'll set no wicked thing before my eyes, or I'm thinking on things that are good and just, of good report. Something along those lines. And then finally, there are some people you're just going to have to cut off in your life. There are some people that you just can't have a relationship with without you ending up in a place where you shouldn't be doing what you shouldn't do. And that leads you right back to looking at porn and living the lifestyle that is so destructive. You know, a lot of times we hear about people who are addicted to different things and how they seem to come to themselves and finally go to rehab and get their lives together. And if they didn't do that, they would have lost their lives. Well, you have a chance right now to get to rehab. What you need to do is first come to the rehabber. Come to God. If you're someone that has yet to do that, listen, Jesus came and died for you so that you wouldn't have to go to hell and suffer in this life. You wouldn't have to have problems like this. Come to him. And also you need to come to him because he's really your only hope to completely and permanently defeating this. If you're someone that has received Jesus, come home to him. He can set you free as well. The next thing you need to do then is find your way to a church that's going to teach you the Bible and get some help. Let somebody sit down with you and take you through the Bible and hold you accountable as you go through this process of becoming the man or the woman that you've always really wanted to be. I want to encourage you, God can set you free from this. He can set you free from any kind of addiction in your life if you're willing to go ahead and commit to doing things his way. Do that today. Say, I am done with porn. I'm done living this way. And then commit to what God's plan is for your life. And you're going to enjoy the amazing future he's had planned for you all along.